Hey everyone, it's Brother here. I'm back with another video for you guys. We are here at an asylum cemetery in Connecticut. This is in Middletown, Connecticut. This place is actually pretty unique because one, this place is huge and there's two sides to the cemetery. We're here at Connecticut Valley State Hospital Cemetery, and it used to be called Connecticut General Hospital for the Insane before they changed the name, obviously, to the new one. That has happened a lot for asylums back in the day. They would switch the name to make it like less intense practically. And this cemetery is actually pretty interesting. I actually wanted to go here for a while, and today's the day that we got here. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing long sleeves in 90-degree heat, it is because I got badly sunburned from my last video that I made with my friend Noah. We were at Holy Land, and I got badly burnt. That's also why I'm wearing this hat, okay? Like, I can't be in the sun. I'm gonna be a vampire today, okay? And also, like, it's not like as hot as anywhere else because like we're in like the countryside a little bit. Also, fun fact, this cemetery is right next to the incinerator too. We are not going to explore that because technically you can't. It is a special property. Also, we're like right behind the campus kind of, and they're like down the street somebody actually lives because I saw somebody's mailbox, so that's quite interesting. We're gonna see like everything today, and I will tell you the history in the shade because it is very hot out. So yay! I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is not a ghost hunt or an investigation. We're just here visiting. I will come back here. I will come back here. I will, because this place is cool. Also, we actually got here pretty quickly because we were expecting it to be a lot longer of a drive, but the maps took us on like a weird way to get here, which is funny because we had to drive through like my home city all throughout instead of just hopping on the highway instead. So we were actually on the highway for less time than we normally are. So either way, nice. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get into the rest of it, guys. They also made a poem for Grandfather Jim, and I'll get more about him in a second, but pause to read this, guys, because I'm not gonna like sit here for like the whole video. So pause to read, but like these are the lists of people buried here. This isn't only this. There's so many people buried here. Hold on a second. That like all on the back sides too are just people. They also leave offerings here too, so you guys can see like the crystals there, and then money, obviously. My grandmother had pudding cups like this, so like that's just peak nostalgia. And then we got like money and crystals and rocks here for people who are not my height. I can't reach that at all. I'll have to be on my tippy toes, but this is everybody. And then we also have like a little quote or whatever what this is here. The benefactors. So these are some of the people who actually were staff here are also buried here too, by the way. Because there's a couple, from what I was reading on when I was doing like the research, there's actually a couple regular headstones in here too. Also, for the well-off families or the richer patients, they're not buried here. They were moved to be buried with their family, or they were also buried in a public or private cemetery. I'll get into the history here. I got like all my stuff here. Literally, we filled up like 2 water bottles this time around. So we got this water bottle, then we have like another one in the car, and then we also got like I was drinking Dunks earlier today. Grandfather Jim, if you want to see his number is exactly 403. And then also, I think I've also seen like photos on the side from when I was doing the research that there's some stones and head markers that are not like in order and stuff like that over here. We're also gonna go on that side. Also, if you guys see that right there, I'm gonna talk about that also in a second, and then I'll show you guys the other buildings because there's some buildings from this asylum. They're still up, but they're not in use. They are abandoned, but I would not recommend going urbex exploring there because it's very open, so you'd probably get caught extremely fast, honestly. So there's more people buried on this side than there is on the other. So again, see you guys, and we're talking about the history now. This is the history that we're going to be talking about here. So this cemetery, it is located on Silvermine Road in Middletown, Connecticut. Very specifically, so we are behind the campus and where the asylum used to be. They would bring the bodies to the incinerator and then they would bury them. So I don't know if they fully, like, practically almost a lot of asylums have an incinerator, and then they would also have the morgue, so they would keep the bodies there until they had time time to dispose of them. And it depends on what was going on in the actual asylums as well, because a lot of people would literally die either from like the treatments or whatever else was going on, or they had like tuberculosis or like another disease. But a lot of people were also wrongfully placed in asylums, because if you were different, you're practically put in one, honestly. If you're having problems in your marriage, you would be sent here, because a lot of husbands would send their wives to asylums to get lobotomized or whatever, and as soon as you were put into an asylum, you would never see the light of day of being in the regular society again, literally. And then there was, I don't know if it was this asylum, but there was another asylum in Connecticut that was for like neurodivergent patients, majority of. So, and then I realized that like I have ADD. I was diagnosed as a kid, so I'm like, if I was born like in the 1800s, I would probably be placed in there, which I would not be surprised, honestly. It is sad. But anyway, so this cemetery was only for the patients for the Connecticut General Hospital for the Insane, which, as I said earlier in the video, that was the original name for this asylum, and then they changed it to Connecticut Valley State Hospital, or Connecticut Valley Hospital, which is now a campus. And they still have a lot of the buildings that are abandoned, and then there's some that are being repurposed for the campus. And we passed right by it, and it reminded me of my very first abandoned exploration at different asylum. This graveyard was used up until 1957. So this cemetery was opened almost as soon as the asylum was opened up in 1878, and this cemetery has 1,700 bodies buried here. Depends on what site that you look at it, because there are some that say that there's only 1,699, which is a specific number in this cemetery, because I saw the stone, honestly. And then there's some who say that there were 17, so there might be like an extra stone, but from the photos I haven't seen one of that yet, so that's great. This cemetery was like the only cemetery noted for like any asylum in Connecticut, actually. So this is the only one in Connecticut that one has a cemetery, because a lot of asylums literally did not care enough to actually make graves for their patients. They literally just like buried them in the backyard of the asylum. Like there's like a lot of people who would be buried in the courtyard, in front or back of the asylum, and there was I remember when I was researching that there was a couple that were buried in front of the asylum itself, but that's alleged because it isn't fully stated technically. But also, this cemetery was also listed on the National Registry of Historical Places in 1982, which is kind of a good thing. Also, I know that they actually take care of this graveyard specifically, because you guys are going to see that like they did recently like cut the grass, which is very noticeable, so thank goodness that they do that, because they don't do that in North Cemetery in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. That was terrifying. And then the first burial that was recorded, which was number 1, and that was recorded in 1878, basically when the asylum was opened, because not only did they stop burying here, they closed it down. And I also think that's the same year that the asylum closed down, I believe, which is not the same thing as like the asylum that I actually explored, which was one of my first like regular like full building explorations for you guys on YouTube, and that was like early 2022, because that was in January. Jeez, it's been a year. Really, that was like a year ago. And that specific asylum closed down in 1995. This asylum closed down way earlier than that, and there's a lot of other asylums in Connecticut that also closed around the 90s, actually, which is terrifying. But they did repurpose them, so they weren't the same as they were before. Anyway, grave 1 actually belonged to Curtis Brown. There are a lot of graves that were out of order and are off to the side, which I don't know if it's like on this side of me, or it is on this side of me, because there's people like buried near the trees. Those ones are, you guys are gonna see them, those ones are out of order, literally. And then our special grave, 403 is Grandpa Jim, and he was the only member to have the poem, as I said earlier. I'm gonna put this down. He's the only one to have a poem, because he was like the only one out of this asylum who was actually found to be a family member, and to commemorate him because he was a lost family member. People, like, they didn't realize he was in the asylum until after he passed away, which is extremely sad, and that's why they gave him the poem, which is sweet. And when I was doing the research, like, they said that a lot of people didn't realize that the family members were in them. So I think, so normally the immediate family would literally put people in the asylum. It really depends on the situation, but like back in the 1800s, they would literally put like anybody in asylums for like any reason. Just for if you were not like considered a part of society, or if you weren't going through the norms of the time period, they would literally send you there and have horrible shit done to you. A lot of the people buried here are possibly actually just normal people, and they were considered not following society rules, therefore they were put in the asylum. I don't know the extent of what this asylum did for their treatments. Like the other ones that I have covered, I didn't have that much time to go through deep in the history for this video, so I apologize. That's why we're going to be coming back. I'll be doing extra research next time. I didn't have full time, and I need to sleep before this video. And literally, it sucks that happened to Grandpa Jim. And also, there is another cemetery similar to this from another asylum. I think that is in Massachusetts. JMass, a YouTuber that I know of, went there, and then also my friend Noah also went there. That one is fully off into the woods specifically. They did a paranormal investigation there. Honestly, if you guys want to, you guys can go here. You guys will probably be able to get more here because this one's more quiet, and there's not gonna, because this isn't really like a public trail. It depends on what time you guys go, honestly, but like this place would probably work pretty well. And again, I promise you guys will see the incinerator a little bit later in the video, and I will show you a little bit more of the campus also later in the video, so keep watching for that. And now we're gonna go walk around the cemetery. See you guys. Alright, so for those of you guys who aren't like aware, the reason why the asylum patients are buried here with their number, so normally they don't get a chance. There's only a couple people with like regular headstones, because there's like a regular one like right there, you'll see it later, but they are buried by their number on what their patient number was when they were a patient before they passed away. These are the 400s, so 420. They might be doing something like back there. I think there's construction going on. Clovers and bees. Also, if you guys didn't know, you can actually eat clovers. They're edible. Wait, is it facing towards you? Okay, so we're gonna go this way. This is 403. This is Grandpa Jim. This is his grave. Oh, at least they get like, you know, the wildflowers. It's beautiful. And then they're doing work over there. The incinerator is over there, literally, and it's the smallest incinerator I've ever seen, because from one of my new favorite YouTubers, because I binge watched his whole channel within like not even a month practically. He hasn't uploaded anything new except for like last week, but like he explored an abandoned incinerator. I don't know where it was, but it was also part of an asylum that was very heavily guarded by security, and they had to dip out from security, and like that incinerator was bigger than the one that we saw when we pulled in. It's literally on the street before the cemetery. It's right there, literally. There was a lady who I thought I wrote about in my notes, that she died when she was like 51. I forget what number she was though.
It was a boy, 28. Guy that was 28. Another one that was 30 something.
These are the ones that are out of order. These three. And I know because people took photos of these ones specifically, because we got 1010. Again, there was not like 1,000 people buried here. That's just their patient number. Just so you guys know, that was their patient number. I like this one because this one is like literally buried right under the tree. This one has bird poop. That's sad. That sucks. I wonder if we were to actually paranormal investigate here, how much we would actually get. Also, like, if you guys can't hear me at times, it is windy today, so a lot of what you're hearing is the wind. It feels so nice to just like chill in the shade. It's supposed to be like 92 degrees today, and it doesn't even feel like that, or at least to me it doesn't. Like I feel nice. What, are you trying to be a rapper with your hat backwards? I was about to say your head backwards. I know, I'm just joking. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. You guys can clearly see that they did cut the grass. They have to be careful around here because, again, this is a historical site actually. Oh yeah, there's a stone that has multiple, like the longest number ever. We also have to find that one.
Daughter of Peter and Ethel L. of Darren, Connecticut?
I thought that said Davern, Connecticut, 1856. Or Darren.
That's what I said.
Did I say Davern? Oh, no, that's not what that says. But again, this one is like more, like this one's like more of a regular one that you'll see besides like everyone else. Literally, I didn't even know that that one existed. I think that there was a photo about it. I'm wearing my ripped jeans and then the grass is just like it's so itchy. It has multiple numbers. People don't get why it's like that, but then that's what I figured. But like a lot of people didn't like expect that because like that's what I was thinking as well. But you also never know because what if that's like they just had like the longest patient number in history? You never know. So yeah, as you guys can see, this is a regular stone. They passed away July 3rd, 1935, the same year Elvis and my grandmother was born. And then this one is also Rose Wills Lawrence. I saw her name up there. So if you were more well-off patient from a wealthy family, you would actually be able to get like a regular one like this also if they did decide to bury you here instead of burying you at like a regular or private cemetery, literally. Because you can see the difference because if you were a poor patient or not as well off, you were reduced to practically just being a number, literally. I also want to find my number in here, 29, because I was born at the 29th of December, so 29 is my number, because we got this one, Francisco, I cannot pronounce that last name, from PI, 1915 to 1936. We got the Mercury there in the background. That's a beautiful shot, actually. Yeah, I know I've slacked with my car content for like a long time. I understand. Elizabeth Zolas, November 25, 1871 to February 3rd, 1935. A lot of people died like when like Elvis and my grandmother were born. That is very sad. 1935 was the year and I didn't even exist. Yeah, because you can see that they did cut the grass there. Oh, please cut the grass. I don't want to get ticks, guys. I already dealt with that last year. I don't want to deal with that this summer. That was horrifying because I remember, I don't know if I brought this up in a YouTube video before, but like my witchcraft history teacher asked us what we were afraid of and I'm like, ticks, and they're like, why? And I'm like, do you really want to know the story or do you just want to continue with class? Because like that was like a long story and they were all like yes, and then they were like, and then everybody was like got all sick because of you know the story. Okay, so last one buried here should be over here. So let us see. There's also, this is the last person to be buried here. There is no 1700 to my knowledge yet. This is number 1. This is where Curtis Brown is. He was the first ever to be buried here. And when I was doing the research, I got him confused with like another person. Because depending on, again, the research, I'm not sure if it's Curtis or if it's like a woman buried here. Because when I was doing the research, it said like 2 different answers. So I'm like, great. But this is his plot. And then we also have to find the plot where it has the multiple numbers before we end the video. I just wanted to show you guys where everybody is. So this is where the start of everybody was being buried, was literally right here. Which is quite funny considering like they had all the space back here. But I don't know why they didn't like bury over here or on the other side of the trees of where we're standing. There's so much space that they could have buried a lot more people on this side. But they chose to start burying on the other side of the road. So, don't know. Don't know. This is also a normal one. I cannot practically read this, but this is Sarah L. Derry. Sterry. Everything else I can't really read, but it does say died, but you can't really read this. I think it says October 9th.
No, December 9th, 1802. It says DEC.
9/18/02, and then she was 28. I can't really read anything else, so that sucks. Anywho, now we're going to 29.
It's over there.
Yeah, there's my number. 29. It's beautiful. But again, it is sad that they have to be buried with their patient number. So the only way that you could ever know who's actually buried where is either you research it or you find out on the directory, but every place doesn't always have the directory. So that also sucks because a lot of people just leave history to just be history. So a lot of people get forgotten about. So if there would be a cemetery that would be haunted, I would think it would be an asylum cemetery. And that's also why a lot of abandoned asylums are considered haunted by a lot of YouTubers, but a lot of YouTubers fake it for views. Also, I wouldn't put it past them because the places that I would believe would be haunted the most would be the asylums due to everything that happened there specifically. Because the asylum, and I keep bringing this up, the asylum that I explored that is abandoned, they had the children's ward, and then where they also had the ward where the extremely bad patients were in the same building. I don't get why that would be a very great choice, and I wouldn't think it's a very good choice. It really does suck. So I'll see you guys in the next part of the video. Back on the side, we have to walk all the cemetery again. Yay! Louisa Jaeger. She was from Germany, died March 15th, 1901, 100 years before me. I think that, I don't know, it's a 65 and then 67. I have no idea what that means. Because, again, it's hard to read. Everybody can yell at me in the comments and be like, oh, this means this, oh, this means that. I allow you guys to yell at me, actually. Oh, I see it! I see it! I found it! I see it with my eyeballs! I see it with my eyeballs! I see it! I have eye holes. They work. They work. They work at this point. Right here. I see it. That's a very long stone here, but it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. This is the plot that they're talking about, because like a lot of people are confused because there's a lot of numbers here. So a lot of people are confused about this, okay? Normally what this would mean, through my understanding, is that there's a lot of people buried in the same plot. That is the only reason why this would make sense, because nobody would literally have this long of a patient number. And if they did do that, I question the hospital staff for that, because that makes no sense and that's ridiculous. So this is and also this is the bigger stone, obviously, because there's multiple people listed here, versus the normal, the more normal and slender ones out of, I'm sweating, sorry, everything's falling out of my hands, out of the slender ones with one number, and then a lot of them, you can tell how skinny they are when they get popped out of the ground here. But you can tell that this graveyard literally is, still being, protected at least a little bit, because they are taking care of it due to it, they are cutting the grass. So one, thank you. Thank God. And then two, again, out of all the cemeteries I've been to, this probably would be haunted, in my opinion. So, hey everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying this video as much as I am making this for you guys. We are now heading off to go look at the abandoned incinerator for the asylum and for the cemetery. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I'll see you guys while I'm walking, and I'm not paying attention to where I'm walking. I almost died. Great. Here we go. If you guys are wondering what the car tires behind me, that's just my mom driving the Mercury behind me. Makes everything easier. So that's the campus. That's the newer part of the campus. They redid everything. They repurposed it. As you guys can see, right there, it says no trespassing, state property, and I am respecting that, literally. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. And this road, I don't know where this road goes to. I think it goes to something else, because people literally come in and out of here, so I just wanted to show you guys this. I do want to get closer to this. It doesn't say the street names, but I'm not gonna go inside because I don't want to get in trouble. And this, people can see you, literally, because my mom's literally parked right there. So people can see you from here. So if you were to explore this, you'd get caught pretty quickly. So this is the incinerator. This is the incinerator. It is very small, or at least it looks small from right here, but I don't want to show fully of it, all of it. But all you have to do is just hop the fence. It's pretty easy, but I'm not going to. And I don't have tick spray on, so I'm not gonna even attempt. But this is beautiful, though, for sure. There is poison ivy right here, so that's also fun. So even if you did want to risk it, you would probably get poison ivy, because I think it's literally all over the building, because if it's literally growing over the the fence, then so this right here is the newer part of the campus, and then over here where that pipe is, that's one of the older buildings. We're currently driving around. I don't know what that building is, but it looked like a maximum security area over there. Yeah, this is state property, no trespassing. Down that way, not down that way, not the road that we're on. Hi guys. Is yeah, this looks like, it did look like a maximum security part. Yeah, because like that building right there is one of the older ones. I don't know if they repurposed that one or not, but that looks like a barn. Look at that, guys. And I know you guys like the videos of us like driving around for videos. This is kind of bringing that back. Yeah, look, this right here, these are all the older buildings. I don't know what they use these for. Look at that. There's also do not enter signs, so over there, but like, oh, look at it, guys. Look at the buildings. I'm trying to like get the cars out because I don't want people seeing people's license plates. Oh, they also have like a gas station over there a little bit. Sorry, I know you guys can't see. But all of this right here are the older buildings. They're, oh, that's not cleaning out. This, I don't know what that thing is. But, oh, look at all these. This is all part of the campus. All of these right here were a part of the asylum. And I don't know if these also have like a whole, that's cute, I like that. They have like a little shaded in picnic tables over there for the school. They obviously repurposed this building, obviously. You guys can't really see all the way over there though, but again, some of these buildings are new, but like the trapezoid buildings. So this building here has like some of the same architecture as the abandoned one that I explored, but as you guys can see, they renovated it, and most of the buildings here are actually renovated for the campus, which is cute. It is cute. I knocked over my water bottle. We're also going to be showing you the rest of the other parts of the buildings in a second. So, wee! So you guys are going to see this. This is also, I think this is also a part of the asylum. I'm sure they reused the building, but there's a couple of them that one's reused. This one's abandoned for sure, because this is the one that we passed when we were coming up to the place. So this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's a lot of history and everything. We found grave 1, so we got a lot of our objectives done. I wanted to look at the number 29 because I was born December 29th of 2001. So the 29 is a special number to me because it's my number as well. So I resonate with that number. And then I also wanted to find the gravestone that we found right here, which is the multiple number grave. So this is pretty cool. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. We will be coming back here at some point.